Welcome to day 17 of your journey to greatness that we've been going through together. We're in this step 4 right now of managing your resources. And today, our action, is to appraise your debts. We just recently took a look at assessing your assets because you need to know what you have as you begin to manage your resources. What resources do you actually have to manage, right? But we also know that if you're a typical American and in any way, shape, or form, you have to deal with this issue of debt at least from time to time in your life. We know that the typical American today holds a lot of consumer debt. If we don't have that, we have mortgages, we have car payments, we have other sorts of debts that we have. Medical bills continue to stack up in our culture today based on the way things are. There's a variety of reasons and a variety of areas where debt comes into play. And so not only do we need to assess the resources we have and evaluate those and categorize those and really express gratitude for those, but we also need to now come into this step of appraising our debts and really evaluating what are the debts that we have? What is it that is holding us down from living a life of true financial freedom? And so first you need to really evaluate what are your debts. You need to evaluate your accounts. You need to look into your credit card statements or your bank accounts. You need to look into your car loans. You need to look into your mortgage statements. You need to truly understand what are the debts that you have. See, in the Bible, it says that the borrower is slave to the lender. And over my lifetime, as I've just paid attention to this and experienced different situations, I realize how true a statement that is in Scripture. Because when you are in debt to anybody, for any amount, for anything, you know that that's looming over your head. And so when we're in this step of appraising your debt, you're thinking and thoughtful about what is this debt doing to me? What is it holding me back from? What could I be doing differently or better if I weren't in debt? What would financial freedom mean to me? And so you need to evaluate your accounts. You also need to categorize your debts like we categorize our assets, because you need to just understand where you in the worst shape in your finances. Where have you spent money that you now owe for? Where do you spend the most money on a general basis? What is it that you just spend your most assets on? Is it food? Is it entertainment? Is it family? Is it medical expenses? Is it travel expenses? Whatever it is, just know your categories. Know where you're spending your money. And then finally, you need to come to this place of really calculating your situation, because you can't knock out debt all at once typically. You have to realize, and you have to give yourself some grace, that if you're in debt, you got there over a period of time. Now, in some cases, it might have been one key incident. Maybe there was a medical emergency that got you into debt and now you're trying to dig out of. I completely understand that. But most of us, we get into debt over time because we overextend ourselves. We pay for things on credit cards and that we don't have the cash for at the moment. And so we overextend ourselves. We spend more than we earn, and we get ourselves into a hole. So give yourself some grace and realize, yes, you've made maybe some poor financial decisions, but you're not going to get out of it in one day. You didn't get into that problem and that situation in one day necessarily. And so give yourself some freedom to tackle this one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 year at a time. It may take you years or months or days or weeks to get out of it, depending on the level of debt that you have. And so all I want to tell you today is calculate your situation, understand, have a realistic view of what your situation is financially, and then start to chip away at it. Dave Ramsey has a great principle in the Total Money Makeover that he talks about, that eliminating the debt snowball and letting this snowball build up and really take impact over time. And it's simply this: start paying off the smallest debts first and get some momentum. If you have a $100 debt, then pay that off. And then take that same $100 the next month and put that towards your next highest debt. And start building that momentum month after month, time after time. And you'll start to get the momentum you need so that you can pay off your debt in a timely manner. Your mental and spiritual and emotional and relational freedom often is being held back because of a lack of financial freedom. I've experienced this personally. I watch this in other people's lives. Our money can distract us in so many ways, and it can truly be a burden to us. So let's not only assess our assets, but let's truly appraise our debt so that we can take these next steps to eliminate that debt and get to the path of financial freedom so that we can live the life that God truly wants us to live. You have this potential in you. It's going to take some discipline. It's going to take some persistence, but you can do this. We can all do this. And that's a big step on your journey to greatness. I look forward to connecting next time. Take care.